Let's make no mistake, Harry and Meghan did not make the Queen's twilight years a walk in the park, shall we say. She must have been plunged into turmoil about an unprecedented situation whereby the King's younger, or the then Prince of Wales' youngest son, sort of basically flew off to California for a new life and then started throwing grenades about racism and God knows what at the royal family back in Britain, the bemused royal family. Now, Harry, I think kind of slightly strangely but significantly has returned to Britain for the first time in 3 months, and last night he attended the Well Child Awards, the Children's Charity Awards. Very worthy cause, no criticism of him there. Let's have a quick look at Harry in his pomp last night.
As you know, I was unable to attend the awards last year as my grandmother passed away. As you also probably know, she would have been the first person to insist that I still come to be with you all instead of going to her. And that's precisely why I know exactly 1 year on that she is looking down on all of us tonight, happy we're together, continuing to spotlight such an incredible community.
Yeah, as I say, Rupert, no criticism of Harry for attending that excellent awards ceremony for children, but something slightly strange about him making his presence felt at this time of year because he hasn't been invited to any of the family events marking this anniversary of the death of the Queen. And of course, he's not yet again accompanied by Meghan, his wife, the Duchess of Sussex, who I believe has made the decision never to step foot in this country again. A few words from you on, you know, I don't want to be too harsh on that couple and I wish them every happiness in their new life, but they did make life pretty torrid for the Queen in her twilight years. You know, that Oprah interview, Harry's book, you know, throwing all this slinging all this mud at the royal family, accusing them of being racists, outmoded institution, you know, built on slavery, all of this stuff. It wasn't nice, was it?
It wasn't great, and hence the recollections may vary, quote from the late Queen, which sort of summed up her, and at the nearest thing we had a riposte to what they were saying. With Harry turning up at Well Child, it is a charity that he has been involved with a very long time. And indeed, as he alluded to there, he was going to be there last year. He always does make an effort to turn up for the Well Child Awards. So it's nothing strange. It's just, I suppose, the spotlight is inevitably on him because of the time of year that is now. And of course, he's back in this country for a rare visit. Last time he was here was actually to appear in court. So he doesn't make too many appearances, and of course he's going, I think, later today on to Germany because the Invictus Games, another organisation that is very close to his heart. Two things that Well Child, he's remained a patron of and continued to be involved in it because of his long-standing commitment, and the same applies to the Invictus Games. But of course, inevitably, when the Duchess of Sussex doesn't turn up, there are questions, but clearly she feels it's not the right time to come, because also you would, if she did appear at this time, inevitably would almost take away the spotlight even more away from the fact that we are remembering the Queen a year on, because there would have been the soap opera element to her appearance in this country, whether it be last night, even if it was a fleeting one. So I think it was probably for the good that she didn't turn up for whatever reason. They are saying that she will be heading off to Dusseldorf for the closing ceremony of the Invictus Games, and then we'll head back to California. But as you say, coming to this country doesn't seem to be on her agenda at the moment.
Absolutely. Front page of the Daily Mail, warring royal brothers still 100 miles apart. I mean, 100 miles apart last night, I mean, literally and figuratively. That was, I think we can state this as a fact, a source of great sadness to Her Majesty that her once so close grandsons have become bitter enemies. That was a source of great misery for Her Majesty as she neared the end, was it not?
It was, and I think it's probably a great sadness, I'm sure, for the King, who's not one for obvious confrontation and would love to see the brothers patch it up again. But at the moment, that is a long way from happening. You know, they are deeply divided, and we're going to see probably more revelations in the new biography that's coming out from Omid Scobie, I think, at the end of the year, which will probably highlight even further the rift between the two brothers. So it's not going to be straightforward for them to patch up because, of course, William doesn't say anything, and will continue not to speculate and reflect on it. We saw him yesterday down in Bournemouth, carrying on his sort of homewards charity and down and getting a kiss on the cheek from Paul Gascoigne and really highlighting the work that he wants before he goes, obviously, as you say, to St David's, where the Queen does actually, well, the Queen was the first person to visit that in 1955. She went for a first of her visit, so it's a place that was very dear to the Queen's heart. And obviously, with the new Prince and Princess of Wales, it's a symbolic gesture of going to, as you say, the smallest city in the land, St David's, but it is a fabulous cathedral that they have there.